Hey everybody, so welcome. This week what I want to do is I want to focus on in-home workouts and specifically focusing on in-home workouts that you do with tubing and bands. So that's the great thing is that with using tubing and or bands, you basically have an in-home gym, which does not cost a lot. And you don't have to go out to an exercise facility, whether it's a gym or anything like that. Yeah, so you can get it done at home and literally have a really powerful way of getting a workout done. Okay, so what I want to focus on today is just the basics of tubing, what they are, and bands, and how you go about setting them up so you're doing it safely. Because the biggest concern I always have is just that you're doing it safely. Okay, so the first thing is when you're buying tubing or bands, yeah, they almost always come with handles attached, although you may get some that have interchangeable handles. Either one is perfectly fine. It's just up to you. And then you'll notice that on these, this is just a hard plastic handle, right? But you'll get other ones where you can get them and they'll have a lot more foam on them. So it's completely up to you. It's just up to you. It doesn't matter. It might be a little more expensive, but overall, tubing is very, very inexpensive. Yeah? And then they are either going to come separate, just the tubing itself, right? They're going to come separate like that, and they'll have some kind of grommet that's outside of it that you can hook it up to, right? So let me just kind of give you an idea of what's going on here. So this is the actual grommet, this end, yeah? So it's just some kind of bulbous thing that they put on the end of this heavy-duty webbing that's going to go inside your door frame to get held. And I'll show you how that works. And then the other side is just going to have some kind of loop system or something, right? So what will happen is you'll secure this to the door frame, and then you can slide your tubing in there. And all you have to do, obviously, is to find the center of the tube is just go ahead and grab your handles and extend it. Make sure your tubing's straight. Doesn't get all twisted. Yeah, why am I having trouble with this? It's like an IQ test. Okay, hey, there you go. So then that way, right, I got both ends here. So that's the center of that tube, yeah? So that's how a grommet works with that handle. So it keeps it nice and safe and secure, yeah? Now you will have others that actually come with their own grommet attached already. And I'm going to just show you, this is a mega. This is mega tubing. It's like the ultimate in tubing. So you'll see that this is like a massive, it has 3 tubes attached just to one end, and then there's the other 3, right? So this is heavy gauge stuff. And what they have on this one is, if you just come to the end, that's their grommet right there. Is just that they just took the webbing and double stitched it really heavy duty, right? So that's going to get stuck in the door just like that. So you don't need much, but you need something there. And you can buy these online, actually, right? These are amazing, amazing things where you can just take it all the way down to 1 tube on each side, or you can bring it all the way up to 3 tubing. And so it just depends on the exercises. We do these sprints with it where I tie it onto a belt and I run away and I run in place with it until it pulls me back. Anyhow, other things. So, and then you have other tubing like this, which are mainly for your ankles, so you attach these to your ankles right here. Yeah, and then you can do your step outs. You can do your lateral step outs. I know you can't see my feet, but you're going to pretend. There's other things you can do with it if you want to get creative. Perfectly fine. Yeah. Tubing is actually really good for therapy also. And then you have bands. So these heavy duty, they're just like big rubber bands. And they come in different widths. Yeah. They're usually about 40 inches in length. And you'll notice there's different sizes. So here I got a light, a medium, and a heavy. I mean, my God, look at the size of this thing, right? That'll hold a horse. That's how thick that thing is, right? So you can do all sorts of stuff with this. And it's really just a matter of saying, what do I want for my home gym? And do I want a little bit of variety? And you can get plenty of variety with this. So what I want to do now is show you how to safely and correctly, so I'm turning our frame here, secure this tubing into a door frame. So you can certainly You can certainly secure these to a post, but we're usually, if you're in your home, you probably don't have a post that you're securing it to, so it's usually going to be a door, and you need the door. It can't be a door frame. You'll see that in a minute. So the idea is we have to be able to secure this strong enough so that it's really safe, yeah? So the first thing you're going to understand is that you always only secure this grommet on the hinge side of the door. So I realize these doors are well above standard. I love these doors, by the way. I love my doors. These are so awesome. I think when I leave this, I'm going to take these doors with me. So they get secured on the hinge side, and that's critically important, all right? Please do not, I don't care how strong you think that the knob side of the door is, even if it locks, it's not strong enough. Okay, so just to give you an example, the way this gets secured incorrectly would be to put it on the knob side of the door. And it doesn't matter if it's a double door or not. If a normal single door is still not going to be strong enough. But what a lot of people do is they stick it in there, and then this doesn't have a lock, but assume that there's a lock there, and they think that's going to hold. But it won't. It'll literally pull that door right off the lock. Right? So you don't do that. And always, 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 please understand this, it goes on the hinge side. I can't make that correct enough for you guys to understand. And then, depending on the exercise you're doing, you might need the band up nice and high, you may need it shoulder height, you may need it hip height, or you may need it down low. It doesn't matter, but wherever you're determining where that's going based on the exercise. So the grommet just goes in deep. Push it all, open the door enough to get the grommet in there, push it all the way in really deep, shut the door, lock the door if you need to, but I'll show you that even with this, the door's fine. And then you pull that tight, and once that grommet's in there, there's no way that that is going to pull that door open. Does that make sense? And I'm really pulling on that. And my foot's not on the door, it's on the frame, right? It's not going to open, because it would have to swing from this side, but because it's right here, it's good. So that's nice and stable. And then from there, if you need to put the tubing through, you put it through, right? I know that's centered because I'm holding both handles, right? So I'm not going to do an exercise like this with one hand high and one hand low. I find the center. And then from there, whatever exercise I'm going to do, I can move from there. Does that make sense? So we're not going to get into the exercises right now, but from there, and then let's say you have an exercise where you need it this height, and now you need it lower or higher. You just open it up, and then you would be able to slide it up or down, or in this case, because there's a hinge there, I can take it out, and I can slide it all the way down here, shut it, tighten it, and now I got it down here, and I can do my internal, external rotations, I can do rows, I can do all sorts of things, chest presses, all that kind of stuff. So this is absolutely incredible for a home gym. You can certainly have other things too, but the point is that you can get so much done with tubing because it's easily adjustable, incredibly versatile, all different types of resistance. So depending on your exercise program, you're going to need different gauges or strengths of bands. So here's a really light one, right? So you might say, well, why would I use that for? No, but this is good for rehab, and depending on what you're doing, that you're going to need it. Then something medium weight, and then something medium heavy, and then something that's going to be heavier. And then again, you can go up all the way up. You'll be surprised at how they have them now that they're so gosh darn thick. It's like incredible what you can do with these. So all of that is at your disposal. And tubing is relatively very, very inexpensive. And that's what's incredible about it too. And if you take care of them, which just means you're not going to leave them out in the sun, and you're not going to run over them, and you're not going to cut them with things, right? So just normal wear and tear, they will last a very, very, very years they can last. All right? So it's a great home system. So what I'm going to do for this week is I'm going to give you at least 4 more videos of exercise with just tubing and the bands that I showed you. Okay, so I'm going to break it up into your chest and your triceps, so what we call pushing exercises. And then I'll have another video of pulling exercises, which is going to be for your lats, so your back muscles that give you that V, and your biceps, so those are pulling muscles. Then I'm going to give you a day of legs and butt, so there's quite a bit there actually going on. And then I'll give you another day of shoulders. So that pretty much breaks everything down in your body except for your abdominals, which you can use bands for, but you really don't need to for what we're doing here. So I'm going to give you 4 days. Each day is going to have a different set of muscle groups with them. And then remember also that in a couple days we have our unconditional joy, so that'll be a completely separate video. So you're actually going to get 6 videos this week. You have this one, which is 4 exercise videos, and then our unconditional joy, which I'll make about exercise, and I'll show you how I do that with my exercise. So I look forward to doing that for you. So I think that's it for today. Yeah, I think that's plenty for you to digest. If you have any questions going into this, send it ahead of time, write them down. Again, share this with a friend or somebody who you think might consider this valuable, that may be saying, hey, I'd love to work out at home, but I don't know how to do it. I got these bands, but I'm not sure about it. Share it with them. Let's build this community, and let's get a bigger conversation going, okay? So until then, I wish the best for all you guys, and I love your guts. Take really good care, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right? Bye-bye. All right, I'm shutting this off now.